What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media. The time of year has come. It is upon us where everybody puts out their top lists, whether it be 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, honorable mentions, whatever it may be, or the cigars that they disliked the most. But I'm going to go through my top 10 cigars of 2024, and I'm curious if you think any of them are worthy of being on the list. So let's jump right into the top 10 of 2024. Okay, 2024 has come to an end, and just like that, it's time for my top 10 cigars of 2024. Some of these cigars I reviewed, others I just enjoyed in my spare time because, well, I still enjoy cigars without needing to or having to review them. And so let's go through this list. I'm going to go from number 10 all the way up through number 1. Some of them I have here or a real close variation of it, and others I will just throw a picture on the side here, and I'll include the blend of my top 10 cigars so you can see what makes them up. All right, number 10. Number 10 comes from a brand that is a couple really good guys, a couple buddies of mine, and they let me try this back at PCA, which was in March this year, I think it was. Seems like it was forever ago. But the cigar that is number 10 on my list for this year comes from Apostate Cigars, and it is the Moroni's Trumpet, which right here. The Moroni's Trumpet, this is Apostate Cigars. This one doesn't have the band on it. I got this and their other new release called the Endowment at PCA to check out. It was sort of a, hey, we don't really have much to give out, but we would love for you to try it and check it out. I did not review the Moroni's Trumpet, but I can tell you it is absolutely incredible. Here's the blend and all the information on it right here. It has a Mexican San Andres Oscuro wrapper. It has a Dominican Olor binder, and it has fillers from the Dominican Republic and USA. So that is the number 10 cigar of the year, the Apostate Cigars Moroni's Trumpet. Okay, number 9, and I do have one of those left here as well. Number 9 comes from a brand that I have known and loved for pretty much as long as I have been creating cigar content, reviewing cigars, all that stuff. Comes from a brand called Casa Cuevas. I absolutely love their Sangre Nueva that came out in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. I actually have all of the lists for 21, 22, and 23. So up there, yeah, in 2022, it was my cigar of the year. Their latest release came out this year. It is a sequel to the original La Mandaria. It is the Casa Cuevas La Mandaria Oscuro, and that is it right there. You can see it with the Oscuro wrapper on there. It features a Mexican San Andres Oscuro wrapper, an Habano binder, and Dominican, Pennsylvania, and Nicaraguan fillers. So there you have that right there. That is my number 9 cigar of the year from Casa Cuevas. Number 8. I don't have this one because I smoked them all. They were that good. This comes from Postania. This is the Postania Connecticut Justice. They released just the Justice format, or had it on the Justice format in 2024. I believe I had it back in like February, just after TPE, when they released it and talked about it. And then in March, when I saw Mike and everybody there from Postania at PCA, talked with them and got to interview him and all that fun stuff. But the Postania Connecticut Justice is absolutely delicious. It's really the only lighter cigar that's on my entire top 10 list, which is surprising because I tend to be much more of like a mild plus to medium plus cigar enthusiast. But this year, most of my list is all darker cigars, more Habanos, Maduros, all those different things. So they really hit my palate this year in a really nice way. Okay, so you've got number 8, Postania Cigars Connecticut Justice, and that one, the blend on it is an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper over Pennsylvania broadleaf binder and Nicaraguan fillers. So that is number 8. Number 7, I don't have this one because I have smoked all of mine, and I gave one of them away to my cousin because I liked it so much that I wanted him to try it. It is from Luciano Cigars. Luciano Cigars makes fantastic cigars. I absolutely love what they put out. And this one was a continuance of what was my number 1 cigar of the year back in 2021, which was the Luciano Cigars Fiat Lux. This was the Fiat Lux Tenebris. And the blend on this one is an Honduran Habano Azuacalpa, and Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, both there. Nicaraguan binders and Nicaraguan fillers. Dark, 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 oily, just really, really savory, delicious wrapper on that. Absolutely delicious with that there on the Luciano Fiat Lux Tenebris. So that's number 7. Number 6 comes from EP Carrillo. I have its, nope, I don't have it up here. I thought I did, but I had the other one. So EP Carrillo in 2024 released their Essence line and a continuance of it from years and years ago. And with the Essence line, they've put out 3. They have a Maduro, they have a Sumatra, and they have an Honduran. And I have not had the Honduran. I've had the Sumatra and the Maduro both. But for my list, one of them just barely edged out the other, which is the EP Carrillo Essence Sumatra. The Sumatra wrapper on this is just so, so tasty, and the blend and everything in it. So the blend on it is an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. Binders are Honduran and Nicaraguan, and the fillers are Dominican and Nicaraguan. So that's the blend on the EP Carrillo Essence Sumatra. Next up, cigar number 5. Getting to the top 5 now. So I saw this all over social media at TPE. I did not go to TPE this year. And I saw Jonas from Blackbird Cigar posting on social media that people were saying that this was their favorite cigar of the trade show from people that he was talking with. And I thought, okay, how good is it really? And then I got my hands on it. And so the number 5 cigar for this year is the Blackbird Cigar Superb. This cigar is just insane. As you can see, Habano right there. It's a Habano wrapper. Absolutely insane. Delicious, delicious. That is the last one that I have. I have smoked all the rest of the ones that I have gotten myself. And so that is the last one that I have of it. Absolutely delicious. Let me tell you, the blend on it, it features an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and the binder and filler are both undisclosed. So all you know is that it's got a Habano wrapper on it. That's it, nothing more. But it is absolutely delicious. Jonas did a phenomenal job blending that superb cigar. All right, number 4. Now, starting with number 4, I'm going to put on hats for the brand, mix it up, and have a little bit of fun. So, next up is maybe a brand you haven't heard of or haven't heard much from before. Patina Cigars. I don't know if you're familiar with Patina Cigars at all. They're a smaller boutique brand. Mo Molly is a fantastic guy. And I've been fortunate enough to know him for a number of years. He's a good friend and just phenomenal at blending cigars. He's put out a few different ones this year, from a 10-year anniversary to a Sumatra to this one right here. My number 4 cigar of the year is the Patina Oro de Nicaragua. This one right here, as you can see, get the glare off of it. Absolutely delicious. Delicious, delicious cigar right there. So, let me tell you the blend on this one. It features an Ecuadorian Habano Oscuro wrapper, Ecuadorian Sumatra binder, and USA, Connecticut, broadleaf, and Nicaraguan fillers in this. The Nicaraguan tobacco, the spice, everything that's in it, with the broadleaf, it's just a rich, full-body flavor, deep cigar in its complexity. And it is not overpowering because of Nicaraguan tobacco, nothing like that at all in terms of spice. It is the strongest in their portfolio, but it is not an overpowering cigar by any means. Absolutely delicious cigar. Okay, so that's number 4, was the Patina Oro de Nicaragua. Number 3. Number 3 comes from a brand that was actually my number 1 cigar maker of last year. Not cigar maker, but they made the number 1 cigar of last year. And that is West Tampa Tobacco Company. So West Tampa Tobacco last year put out the West Tampa red, white, and black. And the red was my number 1 cigar of the year. I still have part of a box left of it because it is just that good. I love that cigar. But the one for this year, unfortunately, I don't have any left because I've smoked them all. So I don't have one to show you, but you can look right here when I put up the blend and everything. It is the West Tampa Tobacco Company Circle of Life. I was fortunate enough to interview Ricky and Sarah both at PCA, present them with my Cigar of the Year award, all of that. And he gave me, actually the day before the show opened, went up and talked to him, said, hey, all that kind of stuff. And he handed me their new Circle of Life. And he said, it's not out yet, but I want you to check it out. Fell in love. Absolutely fell in love with the Circle of Life. If you've known Ricky Rodriguez and his cigars for any amount of time, you know he is just one of the top blenders. He is amazing with what he does, putting tobacco leaves together. And the Circle of Life is no exception. So number 3, the Circle of Life from West Tampa Tobacco, and the blend on it features a Mexican San Andres wrapper, Nicaraguan binders and fillers on it. So MSA wrapper and Nicaraguan binders and fillers, absolutely delicious cigar. He just takes it up to the next level with this one. So good, so delicious, and I had it and I just thought, oh man, this is definitely going to be a top contender for the year. And that was back in March at PCA, and it has stayed there. And so number 3 is where it lands for this year from West Tampa Tobacco Company, the Circle of Life. Okay, number 2. This is a brand that I don't believe, now that I'm looking back, I don't believe has ever been in my top 10 as long as I have put out a top 10 list. No, it has not. It is a brand that honestly I don't care for a decent amount of his stuff, but the last few things that he has put out I've really enjoyed. It is none other than Steve Saka and Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. So the cigar, and I have one that looks similar to it. It's not the exact same one. It's one that quite honestly I expect a lot of people to have on their list. It's already had a lot of buzz about it. I haven't looked at anybody else's list. I didn't want to be influenced. I didn't want to be jaded one way or the other. And so I haven't looked at any list, but I'm expecting that the one that I mentioned right now is probably going to be on quite a few of them. This isn't the exact one. This is the original, not the release for this year, but it is the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Umbagog Bronzeback. This is the original Umbagog, so in case you weren't familiar with what it looks like. And the Bronzeback, if I'm not mistaken, has more of sort of like a gray color band as opposed to this one here. But the Umbagog is absolutely delicious. I reviewed it, I put it out there, and I just fell in love with it. I believe I've had 2 of them this year, and I have not picked up any more. I need to because they are just that delicious. But number 2, Steve Saka, the Umbagog Bronzeback, phenomenal cigar. If you love what Steve Saka does, I have no reason to believe that you won't fall in love with the Bronzeback. It is smooth. It is just very, it's rich. It's got great flavors. It's got Steve Saka's signature on it, but it's not a polarizing cigar by any means, and it is just absolutely delicious. So good. Okay, number 1 cigar of 2024, according to Tobacco Talk Media, comes from this brand, and you won't know what the cigar is by me putting this hat on. Crowned Heads. Crowned Heads put out quite a few cigars this year. Yes, they have the Las Calaveras 2024, which was absolutely delicious. But they put out 2 cigars at the same time at PCA this year. They put out the Coroneta Habano and the Coroneta Maduro. I got a chance to sit down and talk with John Huber at PCA. He tends to be my first interview. That's just how it's worked out the last couple of years. And he gave me a bunch of his time. We talked. I shared, just my take on his cigars. We talked about what he was working on, all these different things. And in that interview, he had given me the Coroneta Habano and the Coroneta Maduro and said, these are being released. I'd love to know what you think. And so my cigar of the year for 2024 is the Crowned Heads Coroneta Maduro. Right there. Absolutely. And this is my last one, by the way. Need to get myself a box of these. Absolutely delicious, delicious cigar. So good. This one actually was blended and rolled by EP Carrillo at the Carrillo factory, or Casa Carrillo, I should say now. And it is just insanely good. I had it when I was interviewing John with a cup of coffee, and it paired so well. It wasn't overpoweringly strong. It was just so, so delicious. The blend on this, it features an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder from 3 different regions, from Condega, Esteli, and Jalapa, and Nicaraguan fillers. As I mentioned, this comes from the Casa Carrillo factory. and they released both the Cornetto Habano and Maduro at the same time. They actually had the Habano done in 2022, but John decided to hold off on it and put two Cornettos out at the same time. Noxa was doing the Habano is doing the Habano, and Casa Carrillo is doing the Maduro, and he wanted to do something specifically with Ernesto, and so he tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Here's what I need." And go and watch the interview because that side. Go and watch the interview because he talks about talking with Ernesto and it basically being pretty much ready, and then Ernesto saying, "No, I think I need to hold off on it." I believe that was this one, and not one from the previous year. But go and watch that interview. John is a great guy. He's one of the most humble, just generous men in the industry. So my number one cigar for this year, which again, that is my last one, so I need to get a box of them, is the Crown Heads Cornetta Maduro. Absolutely insanely good. And if you go back and watch my review, again, up in the corner, when I say whether it's noteworthy or not, I mentioned that you could go to a 5-pack, but honestly, it's a box-worthy cigar. This is most definitely a box-worthy cigar. If you like what Crown Heads has put out, if you like the Lost Cow line, if you like the Four Kicks, the Mule Kick, all those different ones that are the darker, richer ones, there's no reason why you will not fall in love with the Cornetta Maduro. I've gone back and forth between the Habano and the Maduro this year, back and forth going, which one is better? And I found myself gravitating towards the Maduro more, and absolutely loving it. In the morning with coffee, in the evening after a meal, relaxing, any time of the day, it is just insanely good. So congratulations to all of the 10 cigars that are on this list. Let me go through them again for you from number 10 to number 1. Number 10, we've got the Apostate Cigars Moroni's Trumpet. We have got number 9, the Casa Cuevas La Mandaria Oscuro. Number 8, the Postania Cigars Connecticut Justice. Number 7, the Luciano Cigars Fiat Lux Tenebris. Number 6, the EP Carrillo Essence Sumatra. Number 5, the Blackbird Cigars Superb. Number 4, the Patina Oro de Nicaragua. Number 3, the West Tampa Tobacco Company Circle of Life. Number 2, the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust Umbagog Bronzeback. And number 1, the Crowned Heads Cornetta Maduro. Right there. There you have it. So, congratulations again to all 10 cigars that are on this list. You're absolutely amazing and delicious. Well, the cigars are. You all produce incredible cigars, and I just want to say that I appreciate all the support over the many years that I've had my channel. This year was 4 years. This year was 4 years of my channel, and being trusted by multiple brands to review their cigars, to give my honest take on it, my feedback and everything is not taken lightly by me. And I am honored that I get to put out reviews and get to share my cigar journey, because that's really what this comes down to for me, is just sharing my cigar journey and hoping people chime in and share how their cigar journey is going as well. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 cigars for 2024. I'd love for you to put some comments down below. Was there a cigar that you thought should make my list? Was there a cigar I reviewed that you figured would be on my list? Or is there something that may not even be on my radar that you fell in love with this year that I need to check out and possibly do a review on in the new year? So, as I say every time, because I truly hope that is the case for you, enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. That's going to do it for the 2024 Top 10 Cigars of the Year. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.